Hello, folks. This is Joe from MIGeekScene. I'm here at Shuto with Professor Shyguy, and a special announcement. It is the 3-year anniversary of MIGeekScene, so you're the first video interview of year 3 for MIGeekScene.
Oh,
because
the audio interview earlier.
The audio interview, yeah, that was an audio interview. But
video's better.
This is the first video interview because my years always begin in March at ShutoCon because it's when I made my public debut.
Got you.
So
yeah, third birthday.
Third birthday. For those who don't know, Professor Shyguy is a chiptune pop artist who, well, actually, he's a very talented multi-instrumentalist. I've checked out his work like within the last year, and I've been very amazed at the stuff that you come up with. So it's pretty awesome. And yes, I'm fanboying right now. But so we're gonna go back a little bit. You created Professor Shyguy as a musical project to separate from your band, the Aeronauts. I enjoyed the song "A Robot" off of Burlesque and Balloons.
Yeah.
But I also have to ask this: what was the inspiration behind the White Lie trilogy?
Girl. It's all about a girl named Mandy, and so is a handful of the other songs from that. That was a whole thing. She was in the band for a bit too. That's how I met her, because we were looking for like a person who can sing harmony and dance and stuff like that. So yeah, those were about those crazy times. Those songs are all about a girl.
Are the Aeronauts still around, or is that finally done?
Oh, that's done for a few years now.
Okay, because I really couldn't find it. Was it after 2012?
Yeah, something like that. Because that's when I moved. It was still a little bit before I moved, but I moved from Nashville a couple years after that, and started bouncing around.
Yeah, so I first encountered you at ShutoCon 2016, and I saw you perform with my parents' favorite music.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I haven't seen Steffo in so long.
We haven't seen Stephanie in a while. Like a lot of people are deleting Facebook lately, but she's not responding to texts. We're worried. That's a whole other thing.
Well, I wasn't necessarily going to get into that.
Yeah. But no, we haven't seen Stephanie in a while either.
I'm at Steffo, if you're out there, I'm still waiting for you to put out new music because what you do is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And when I was perusing through your vast catalog of albums, I happened to come upon an album that I really enjoy that you recorded before you became Professor Shyguy, or a lot of songs that you created before you became Professor Shyguy, the Happy Parallel album. Yeah. I mean, the songs I enjoyed off of that were Very Little Response and Moonlight Lullaby, which when I told you prior to the interview, that is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's a really pretty song.
Now,
as I was telling you, I always have a hard time writing. I like pretty songs, but I have a hard time writing a pretty song that I like. And that was the only one that I ever did that I was like, this is a solid, pretty song. Because I write such like dramatic music. Like bigger dramatic music a lot of times, so it's hard for me to write a soft song.
Because I caught the video of you doing an acoustic version of that you put on your YouTube channel like over 8 years ago. And by the way, nice cover of Tom Sawyer by Rush.
Yeah, it's one of my first like uploads from ages ago.
But was my muse off of that album directed at anyone in particular? Was it Mandy again?
No, it wasn't. That was way before Mandy. That was a girl named Ashley Larson. I was in theater with her. I wrote that song we were doing a play, and I wrote that song just on the piano that was in like back hallways, just like in one day, just in one sitting. I kind of wrote that song because I wasn't like in any. I had to still be at rehearsal, but I wasn't in any of the parts that we were rehearsing that day, so I could just sit around and play with the piano back there. Yeah, she likes it. She knows. It's not like a sappy I'm in love with you song. It's just like I appreciate you song kind of.
No, that's fair.
Thing. And that's and she's took it as that. That's a long time ago too.
Well, I dig deep when I try to do research.
Yeah.
Whatnot. But also, like I had mentioned it earlier at the beginning, he's a chiptune pop artist.
And I'm a chiptune pop artist.
You're not a chiptune. Making fun of my speech impediment. How dare you?
I'm making fun of myself being cheap.
Oh, that's awkward.
It's better.
Frugality. Actually, I'm quite frugal too myself, so there's nothing wrong with that at all. But as I was alluding to, you were a chiptune artist, and you wrote a chip opera album called Fragmentation, which explores the themes of being marginalized, finding a group that you can call your own, and then marginalizing others within that group. Was it a difficult album to write?
Sort of. It was easy because it's from my point of view of like finding myself being a jerk without realizing it kind of thing. As it is, like, once you're in a nerdy group, then you're like, oh, well, now to give a little more description of it is, for me specifically, liking nerdy stuff and feeling outcast, and then finding other outcasts and making your own little safety zone. And now, so you've made the safety zone to get away because you felt unsafe, and now other people want to come to your safety zone, be like, you're not the right kind of nerd for this, so, and then you're outcasting people. Like, you're casting people out. You're doing the same thing that led you to get away from the people who were jerks, and now you're the jerk, and I've been the jerk, and it's stupid. And that happens in a lot of subcultures, but for me, it was being nerdy. It can be much worse, of course.
How do you think we can get away with that? I might get away from that because I used to be that way
listen
myself.
to my album. Buy my album and get it.
It's not a bad album.
No, it's getting a lot better now. Like, the gatekeeper thing is getting a lot better now because people are still, man, you want to get into people saying triggered? It's dumb. It's not people newly getting offended by thing. It's just people now standing up and speaking out for themselves when they feel marginalized. And again, like, this is coming from a chubby little white boy. I'm not talking about marginalized as a nerd. I'm talking about the bigger picture right now that is outside of my scope of, like, my being nerdy is my 1% view of how it can be in a much different situation in the U.S. right now. We're getting political.
Well, I mean, like, because I can relate to that album because, like, when I was growing up, sometimes, like, when I find out that people were into the same stuff as I was like, oh, okay, so what do you like? Especially, like, when it comes to, like, music, when it was, like, certainly metal, because I'm a huge metalhead.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what bands do you like? And they would list off bands, and I'm like, on the inside, I'm like, that's not metal at all. But at the same time, it's like...
Five Finger Death Punch.
Alien Ant Farm. It's just
I like them, but they're not metal.
But be that as it may,
but
it's
yeah,
I'm like, at the end of the day, who am I? And no one's ever going to be like, oh, man, I'm going to hang out with you, Joe, because you listen to Emperor and Cannibal Corpse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to say that. So I was like, you know what? People like different things. So,
Yeah.
like, and this is when I was getting older and stuff like that. But still, from time to time, I have to catch myself, especially when it comes to music. So, oh, you're into death metal? What bands do you like?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, that's cool, things like that. Would you say that growing up and maturing, if you have that capacity? Well, we all have that capacity, but wouldn't you suggest that would be the way to get past that whole gatekeeper mentality?
It's, like I said, though, even then, like, it's since it is kind of a new thing where, like, it's not a new thing for people to speak out, but it's becoming, because of the internet, like, everybody can do everything and everybody can see everything. And it's not like that cops are suddenly jerks or, like, getting worse. It's that now that everybody can show you what, a lot of people just chose not to believe before. Didn't mean to get so political.
That's all right.
But it's a hard time right now to not. Really, again, like, because everybody's speaking out and, like, people are standing up quicker and people are realizing that the gatekeeper mentality is bad, like, more easily. And they can admit that they like their own things. Because, like, there's not much death metal I like. I like metal. Children of Bodom is about as death metal as I like.
Alex Lahill from Children of Bodom.
Yeah. And they're a little more fun, but it's still, like, the screechy vocals I don't love. Like, a certain kind of screechy vocals, but he does the kind of vocals I don't like.
Okay.
But, like, they're the closest I don't like. I'm like, it's almost there because it's, like, the music's really rad. But
like melodic death metal.
Yeah.
So you don't like the screeches, but do you like the guttural?
I don't like the guttural either.
Okay.
I like everything in between. Like, I like if they're screaming or if they're maybe singing a little low.
The majority of Opeth's catalog is out the window.
Yeah, most of it, yeah.
Well, I mean,
but, like, Meshuggah is like, he's like, it sounds like a big scream. It doesn't sound like he's growling. He's just like a big low scream kind of thing. Meshuggah's like Gojira I like.
Gojira's
like,
pretty good.
That kind of vocals. I'd rather something like, I think they do it sometimes, like Protest the Hero.
I've heard the name of the
Protest
band.
the Hero is really good. They mostly sing, and they'll sometimes pepper it in with some screeching or some growling, that's fine. But, like, what's it that everybody loves? Everybody loves that band. Between the Barry and Me.
I don't love that band.
Everybody loves that band. They growl too much. Like, he'll sing every once in a while, and it's good, but he doesn't do it enough singing that I enjoy listening to them.
Well, I mean, like, with Opeth, I guess if you wanted, like, more of a prog laid-back music, I would suggest their Damnation album because there's no death metal vocals.
Yeah,
at all.
I used to work at a record store, and my manager put that on a lot.
That's a solid album, though.
It is good. It is really good.
But now they're a 70s prog metal band, with no death metal vocals.
That's fine. But like that's what the sword is, and I like the sword.
Oh, the sword. Okay, so do you like more? Geez, I was saving metal for later on, but we can cover it.
I'm closer to like sword and Baroness and Mastodon and stuff like that. That's my most preferred.
Oh yeah, like when you were sound checking yesterday, I heard you start playing.
Blood and Thunder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to yell that out, but I was like, no, the dude's doing a sound check, so I need to be quiet in the background. So I was like, well done, sir. Well done. So, do you get into like Doom? Metal
I
and
don't
stuff
like it when
that?
it gets that slow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I guess I like.
Because you said the sword. And,
The sword is technically Doom metal, and I guess Baroness is kind of that. But like they're still like very driving. Like they're still very like always moving forward and pushing. Like their rhythms are always moving forward.
So I would like to come back to the metal subject a little bit later, but for right now, your music videos always seem fun. I enjoyed the video for Wrecking Ball because I noticed quite a few cameos from my friends, from my friend Justin and Night of the Round, who happens to be at your table this weekend. Shout out to Justin Wilbanks.
More metal.
Oh yeah, that band is just amazing.
They're so heavy. Yeah.
They are so heavy. A few of my friends from Hen Tigers and the Party Table. They were in your Wrecking Ball video.
Yeah, the party. Who were the Party Table?
Party Table was his name's Chris Fiore. He had like the orange white leather jacket from Hotline Miami. So I think they were playing like ping pong, and then you
beer pong.
Beer pong, and you came in, and then Diabri was in there too. He's part of Party Table, and then my friend Emily was from the Hen Tigers, and she was sitting next to Monica Real, and you came in. It's like,
Them I told I was going to do it, but then I waited a long time, like an hour, so that they were still surprised when it happened. Because they've forgotten by then. If you're sitting in a party and somebody's like, I'm going to knock cups on you in an hour, you're not going to remember that. Or I'm going to knock cups on you later. Then they're not going to remember it.
I mean, and another video that I enjoyed was your video, Gold. And you wrote like on your Facebook page, there was like a lot of hidden things in there. Could you give a few examples of that?
Oh, I mean, it's just like, it's effects. Like there's like always something happening. Like there's one part where Jessica's face is here and there's got a belly and like his belly button gets slightly bigger and like
huge
a lot
head,
of size.
tiny body.
Yeah, like that same guy. Yeah, a lot of size manipulation stuff is happening all the time. There's some really obvious ones, but there's little stuff happening, and like sometimes I'll freeze frame somebody's face, but while everything else is moving, so you can't quite tell. The other guy who was painted gold. Yeah, it's just it's mainly just like a bunch of size manipulation stuff.
Like some of the one of the vibes I got from it was like, this is very Eric Andre.
Yeah, it's kind of Tim and Eric, like quick cut. Like the video for my Kickstarter is much more Eric Andre, Tim and Eric, because it has like stupid like sound effects and all that stuff and weird cuts like audio wise. Because like with the video you can only get so much visual stuff.
I like how you raised your Kickstarter price from like, it would normally be $45, but now $55. I was like,
I was trying to do that
sir.
infomercials thing.
Because recently, like mutual friends of ours, the Super Guitar Bros. They
did. I went to my best friend and I was like, I'm gonna do an infomercial for my Kickstarter because I haven't seen that. She's like, oh, like the Super Guitar Bros did. I was like, I didn't know they just did that. Theirs is much different.
I don't edit my guests. So
You
can. Sam and Steve are awesome though, but
they are.
Both of you guys had your different flavors of it. So
they did the more QVC like doing it to and I did more like a cutting here's that 9/595 blah blah blah.
So when I was looking, I wasn't like, oh, Shyguy's unoriginal. He's ripping off.
Yeah, I am
ripping off the Super Guitar Bros. It wasn't even close to that. Now, did you steer away from videos for fragmentation because of the album's concept? Because it was quite serious.
Not exactly. I had ideas. I just was lazy. So that album sold way less than the previous album. So it kind of hit me hard in the emotional area. I was like, so I didn't do a Kickstarter for that album because I was like, maybe I don't need to do one and do a Kickstarter if you're going to do an album because it's not gone. It's not done. It's like less popular, but it's still super popular. And I've already sold like this. In the first day of the Kickstarter of this album has made more than Fragmentation made on Bandcamp in the last 2 years.
Okay.
The first day it made more than Bandcamp sold on. Fragmentation sold on Bandcamp.
Well, I tried contributing to that since I purchased the album off of Bandcamp.
Like, yeah. Like not the physical sales. Like I'm sure that is added up at shows, but like just the entire online presence of Fragmentation has not made as much in 2 years as the Kickstarter made on day one.
So does that kind of say, like, gives you hesitation to go down that route again, like another concept album?
No, because I realized that, promotion's a big thing. And again, like, songs that you can latch onto do help. Like, because the new album's like, here's a song about Undertale, and here's a song about Mega Man, and stuff like that. People can go to that and be like, I like Undertale, I can go to that. But with a themed album, all you have is that it's nerdy. So that doesn't help.
Yeah, but I have to applaud you as an artist for venturing out and trying something different instead of trading down the same track over and over and over again. Of course. Because wouldn't that become monotonous to you?
Yeah. But again, like the music still grows and changes, and all the subject matter is different because it's all like they're about, like the Undertale song, for example, isn't just like, I do have a couple songs that just like, here's the story of Final Fantasy VII, like, and it's not very creative lyrically. I like the song all right, but it's not creative lyrically. Undertale is like more about like forgive somebody, especially if it's like a first impression type thing. Like that's what the theme of Undertale kind of is. That is what the whole theme. Like you forgive Asgore, etc. But yeah, it's about like forgive people sometimes when they admit that they've done something wrong, and don't just judge somebody from one action that you may have misunderstood. So it's much deeper.
I'm glad you brought up video games because that bleeds into my next question. First exposure to video games that you can remember?
Getting an NES. Me and my brother getting an NES, like way back in the day. The Super NES was like my system because like I was a little bit older and I got it. Like it was literally mine and not ours. So like that's where like most of the games that I love the most, like Super Metroid and Chrono Trigger.
Nice.
And Super Mario World. I mean, I love Super Mario 3 a whole lot too. Super Mario, man, it just gets it has aged. Like it's still great, but like you move like a slippery tank. Like he's so slow. And just like slides everywhere. Like everything is ice. It's like you really realize it with games growing like they have.
Like I recently tried playing Mario 3 on the Wii, and I was like, I can't handle this. It's like I got destroyed. I thought it was hot stuff, and I was like, and then when I got to like the second world, and I just couldn't get past that first miniature castle. I was like,
oh yeah,
I'm done. And then I'll be the first to admit this. I had purchased a Wii U version of Super Mario Brothers 3 for the Game Boy Advance off of their eShop, and that had save states. So quick save states. I was like, well, I died there. Let's start over again. And from that point, and when I beat the game, I had never lost a single life.
When I replayed, like, I bought all the Mega Mans on my 3DS, but that's like an analog stick, and it is not fun to play a Mega Man with an analog stick.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I'm really excited about it coming out for the Switch. They're doing like a whole Mega Man anthology, so I'll play.
Oh yeah,
but I use save sticks a lot because the 3DS is a pain. You can't. It's a pain. It's a pain to use the analog stick for Mega Man.
Well, I mean, obviously, how do you feel about Mega Man 11 that's been announced recently?
That's awesome too. Like I'm excited about all of that. Yeah.
So I mean, like, well, thoughts on like and I'm not being that nitpicky, like piercing. Oh, it's gonna be sprites, but how do you feel about like the updated graphics for that?
I don't mind it
as long as it plays well.
The game plays well. Yeah, I wasn't like mad. I wasn't. That's not why. Gunvolt. No, Mighty Number 9 was bad, not because of the sprites. It was bad because of gameplay. Mighty Gunvolt is fun. Like there are games in that series that are very fun, but Mighty Number 9 was.
Well, see, because Mighty Number 9 makes people hesitant now to kickstart games. Yeah. I have kickstarted recently, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Yeah, I want that.
And I have more faith in that actually.
Yeah.
And I've been a huge fan of Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
By Koji Igarashi. Which also blends into my next question. Favorite video game soundtracks?
Symphony of the Night's one of them. That's a really, really good one.
Michiru Yamane, sorry.
I like, Mega Man 2 is really, really classic. Like, that's a super classic one. It's an obvious one. Ninja Gaiden. Pretty much anything... what's their face does. Bit Brigade.
Okay, so Castlevania, Mega Man. They did Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, well, that was a whole different thing because they did like, same with Metroid, they kind of did like music from all different games.
Yes.
Which is really cool. Their Legend of Zelda album is really cool. It's like, because it's most like coherent as like an album.
Okay, because I have that Castlevania album.
That was really good too.
That is pretty solid. I love their cover of Vampire Killer
Oh, yeah.
and Bloody Tears. So, I mean, I'm just a huge Castlevania fan, so I'm really
Yeah.
excited about Back to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So.
See, like, original Castlevania, I don't really care for. In a similar way, it's just too slow. You can't jump on stairs. You just,
Yes,
it's just
that's
so
true.
slow. But, like, Symphony of the Night's amazing. I only played it, like, 2 years ago the first time, finally. Because
Really?
I love Metroidvania-type games, but I just never had access to it.
Oh my goodness, that soundtrack is so amazing.
Yeah, the soundtrack I was familiar with, but I played it on my PS Vita.
Okay.
I love it, man.
Okay. I don't know, I have to bring up the next topic. Since we're at an anime con, I figured I would bring up that topic. You've mentioned that you enjoy the film Perfect Blue. Which
Yeah.
scene stood out to you?
Oh, I mean, if you've seen it,
I have seen
it's
it.
just, it's messed up the whole time. I guess, I don't know.
Am I stunning you with this?
Why is this a weird, it's a weird, like, what scene stands out? It's a
Well,
weird
like
to
for
think
the
about.
scene that stood out to me was like when the stalker was like in the room.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
all the pictures were all talking at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I mean,
That's
just
a scene that
concert
stood out to
freaking
me.
out. That's good. Just seeing yourself on stage. Yeah, it's good. It's weird. It's a weird.
Well, how did you feel about the twist near the ending? I'm at the end.
Well, I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't seen it.
Okay, well this. All right, if
It's
you
been a
don't wanna
long
ruin
time
it-
too, but yeah, no, I don't want to ruin it. It's good.
That
Go
movie's
watch
been
Perfect
out
Blue.
since like what is it? The 80s? No, the 90s.
Well, yeah.
But all right, that's fair. There's a twist ending. Let's put it that way, folks. But no, I don't want you to spoil it. But what were your thoughts on that? Were you okay with that, or were you
Well,
like,
yeah, I'm okay with it. That's the whole point of the whole weird movie, like the end with the darkness. Ah, it's so dark and weird. If you've seen Black Swan, it's similar.
okay?
Yeah.
And I would like to talk about something that we both like: comic books.
Yeah.
At one point, you were writing a song on the comic series Saga, but you placed it on the shelf. Are you going to revisit that song?
Maybe if I could find a theme to put with it, because that one was falling into the trap, like I said earlier, of the Final Fantasy thing, where it was just becoming like recounting the story, and I wasn't finding like a reason to be singing about it. Like I was trying to, and it's kind of media, but it just also I had a pun that nobody would really. It's called Saga, and I was using Sega Genesis fonts, so Saga Sega. That was funny to me. I was gonna call it Saga Genesis because like it's the beginning of Saga. I thought that was funny, but those don't matter to the actual lyrics of the song not standing up. And like I found myself not being able to remember the lyrics no matter how hard I tried. I was like, that's a bad sign. Like something about that song, the lyrics would just never stick in my head, and I could never remember them. So I had to shelf it. I'd like to write about it, or like Miss Marvel or something that I love, but I said Miss Marvel would be tricky because, as I said earlier, I'm a chubby little white boy, and I do not need to write about the struggles of being like a Indian American and.
Okay,
And,
okay.
yeah.
That Miss Marvel, not
Oh yeah, not Captain Marvel, the new Miss Marvel, yeah, the Kamala Khan.
yes.
Yeah.
So all right, well you mentioned Miss Marvel. What other comics do you like?
I mean, Deadpool, depending on the writer, is good. And the Brian Posehn stuff's good, and I can't remember all the writers' names, but sometimes it's very hit and miss. Why the Last Man's really good.
Oh, by Brian K. Vaughan.
Yeah, all his stuff. I mean, that's more Brian K. Vaughan, but his stuff is really good. Bitch Planet's really good, but so is it like Captain Marvel run that she wrote as well. Kelly Sue DeConnick wrote some. She wrote Bitch Planet, but she also wrote a Captain Marvel run that was really good.
Okay.
The Captain Marvel.
I mean, I read the first volume of Bitch Planet, so.
Oh, yeah.
I get my books through the local library system and stuff.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
that.
That's cool.
I mean, do you go into? Well, you already mentioned Bitch Planet, but like, do you follow like? I mean, have you read like Preacher, Transmetropolitan, and Fables?
I read some Fable. I haven't. Transmetropolitan was just too like. It felt like I'm not a teenager anymore. Like I'm not a. It just felt. I think I waited. I can't read it when I'm 30 exactly. Same with Preacher. I'm just like, it just sounds like Fight Club to me now. Like Fight Club was great and I loved it, but like trying to watch it now, I guess it's not a better because it's not as like it's just trying so it feels like it's trying so hard to be edgy, which at the time was new, but now, not that it's bad, but like things have been doing that since, and that feels dated to me now. Like like a lot of old movies that have been copied a billion times. If you try to watch them now for the first time, you're like, I know all this stuff. It all feels like retreaded. I know that this is where it started, but I can appreciate it, but I can't enjoy it exactly. That's kind of what I felt when I was trying to read Preacher and Transmetropolitan.
Okay. You wrote a song called Doctor Who Am I, which is about David Tennant.
Yeah.
So did you check him out as Kilgrave and Jessica Jones?
Oh, absolutely.
What were your thoughts on that?
Oh, it was great. Jessica Jones is great.
I have not seen the second season.
I haven't finished the second season. I'm like 10 in. But then I started my Kickstarter, like, because it came out like right around that time, and I was like watching it, but I was like, then I started making like my Kickstarter video and my Stronger Than You video and stuff like that.
I thought it was pretty awesome because that was actually my first exposure to David Tennant. Because my girlfriend was like, he's in Doctor Who, and I'm like, honey, I have never watched any of this, any of the series, and like I was like, well done, sir.
Yeah,
well
he's
done, because
super charming.
Like at times, like you almost feel bad for him. You almost feel bad for him as a character, but then he screws it up royally.
Yeah. No, yeah, he's great. And if you haven't seen the remake of Fright Night, which, call me a blasphemer, even though I love horror movies, I like the remake of Fright Night better than I like the original Fright Night myself.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know, it's more fun. The other one's a little more slow, which I like. I'm fine with slow. I don't know. The old Fright Night just never really did it for me. But he's in the new Fright Night. He's in the remake of Fright Night.
Okay. I guess I'll pass it along to her because she's a big fan
great.
of his. Do you like manga?
I haven't really read manga much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so much for that topic. Well, we were talking about metal earlier. So the song that really made me that stood out to me, that made me notice you when I was walking through ShutoCon last year, was at your table 46 and 2 was playing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness. It's like, I thought it initially was coming from Freeze Pop's table because they were close to you.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, no, this isn't Freeze Pop. So I walked over to your table. I was like, that's 46 and 2. I was like, all right, here's $10 right now. I'm purchasing this whole album. And History 1-1?
Yeah, History 1-1.
I mean, that was a pretty solid album. But why did you choose 46 and 2? I meant 46 and 2 from Tool, because I realized that there might be some songs that are kind of off limits, like Eulogy, Hooker with a Penis, and the Gaping Lotus Experience off of Opiate. Why did you choose 46 and 2?
Well, because that's one of my favorite songs by them. That riff is really cool. Like, I mean, I almost did Anima, but that's like a 7-minute song, and nobody really knows it. 46 and 2 is more popular as well.
No, Anima's a great song.
Yeah,
man.
Anima's great. I used to do karaoke all the time, even though it's like 6 minutes.
Learn to Swim.
Yeah. But yeah, 46 and 2 was like, I didn't want to do like Stinkfist, which is like popular, but I can play it on an acoustic right now, or obviously like Sober, because it's just like too. I'm that asshole that's like, that's just too popular. But
you could have went with Bottom.
Huh? Oh, Bottom. Adds up as Bottom. Nah, that's not that popular. That's less popular than 46 and 2.
So you were just trying to go for like the popular song out of it, that it's popular but not super popular.
That I also love, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I love all the songs from the first like 3 albums, from Opiate and from Undertow, and from Anima. But after that, I mean, I like what's it called?
Lateralis.
Lateralis, yeah, I like it, but nothing like hits me as hard as anything in the previous albums.
Nothing with 10,000 Days as well.
I do not like 10,000 Days.
Wow. Okay.
I don't like it.
Fair enough.
They sound like they copy some of their own songs, and also they have, I don't know. I just don't like it.
Well, then what are your thoughts on A Perfect Circle then?
I like A Perfect Circle. I like A Perfect Circle a lot. I've seen them live. I haven't got to see Tool live, but I've seen A Perfect Circle live.
I've seen Tool live, and I've seen A Perfect Circle twice. They recently came back to Grand Rapids, but the place they were playing at was like a small little arena, and they were like charging for general admission floor, $65 per person. I was like, dude, I love your band, but like you have 2 full albums and a cover album. You're not worth $65 to go see. And then like for nosebleed seats, it was like $49. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I mean, I'll catch you the next time around, but not at $65 a pop. And I'm not trying to back to the whole frugal thing. It's just like, I can't do it, dude.
Yeah. I mean, that you're, I think, paying for rarity because I don't think they play a whole lot. as
it
well.
had been probably about a solid decade since they came through. But
Yeah.
it's like I don't care if James is in the band. I love James Eha from the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
Which, oddly enough, I now have a ticket to go see their 3/4 of a reunion tour.
Yeah.
So it's not the same without Darcy, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So, all right, are you looking forward to the new Perfect Circle album?
Maybe. I mean, it's been a while. I don't know. I don't know if they're still gonna have it exactly, but I'll listen to it and see if it's good.
Now, do you like Ghost?
No, I don't know. They never did it for me. Like all my friends that like similar music like Ghost. My friend Amanda will dress up like the Ghost singer.
Papa Emeritus?
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, are you familiar? I mean, there was a band that was not necessarily, they were a band before they became Ghost, like some of the members were in it, but there was a band called Magna Carta Cartel. Are you familiar with them?
Mm-mm.
I think that would be up your alley because it is not heavy whatsoever. It's like very ethereal music, and I can send you a link down the road.
Yeah.
I think that would possibly be up your alley, and it's like
Maybe.
very clean singing and stuff like that. So
I like screaming.
very well. It's not a metal album at all.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
It's very pop oriented. So,
Gotcha.
I mean, I believe the vocalist used to be in that band, but no, he's the vocalist from Ghost used to be in that band, but he's no longer in Magna Carta Cartel because there was a big split and
Gotcha.
stuff like that. Now, I was asked to ask you this question. Can you tell me about Team Bald?
Just me, Dan, and Brent, sort of.
No, I mean, Mr. Creative. I'm at One Up Creative Mind Frame.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, everybody's Team Bald. He's also Team Bald with us. It's not just me and him. I haven't seen him in a while.
I saw him
He's in all the way in Texas, so.
but I saw him in MacFest.
Yeah. That's right. I did see him in MagFest.
And that's where
Just
I saw you briefly earlier this year.
Everything was MagFest is brief. Like, I never seen anybody for an extended period of time because everything's moving always.
So there wasn't anything special about Team Bald?
Touch our heads. This is a bunch of us Team Bald.
Okay, and you and I share a mutual friend by the name of Kyle Murdoch. And he told me to ask you about the towing in 2013 with Megaran for the Party Strikes Back tour.
The towing? I'm trying to remember if we got
Apparently
towed.
you had a towing thing. Kyle, I was trying to ask the question.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to remember if we got towed. I don't remember us getting towed.
He said you guys had a very fun time on that tour back in the day.
We did. It was a fun. There was one point where we were in California. We were driving to somebody's house, and we're in a big like Sprinter van, so it's a big nice van, and like some kids just started like banging on the thing, trying to get us to stop. I don't know if what they wanted to happen or who they thought was in it, but we didn't stop because that's not how you get people to stop at nighttime. It's banging on their car.
Absolutely not. I thought that like were they running up like trying to hit the vehicle or like they're on motorcycles slapping
Other
it?
than hands, they were just walking and like slapping at it. I don't remember getting towed. I'm gonna feel dumb when I do remember it.
It's all right, dude. No worries. So as we're wrapping this up, you had talked about your new album. So you recently just had a very successful Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about the upcoming album?
Yeah. I mean, it's still kickstarting. I don't know when this goes up.
This will be up like next week.
Next week?
And your Kickstarter should still be going on because
April 2nd is when it ends.
April 2nd?
So yeah, it's got time.
Yeah, it's got time.
So yeah, it's just gonna be another still like nerdy songs, just like my previous albums, I've always done. It's gonna have Ashley Birch, who you might know. She's like Tiny Tina in Borderlands 2, and she's Sasha in Attack on Titan, and Aloy, is that her name in Horizon Zero Dawn, the main character in that.
And she was on your History 1-1 album.
Yeah, she was my History 1-1 album. Chloe and Stranger Things, and Brina Palencia is gonna be
awesome
on it, and she's Mad Moxie in Borderlands 2, and a bunch of stuff. And Lauren the Flute, who is from
The Returners.
The Returners, yeah. She
Awesome
plays
band.
flute and sings. She's going to be on a song. The song about Undertale, because she really likes Undertale. She often dresses up as Toriel.
Yes, I do see that.
When she's streaming and stuff.
No, I mean, The Returners, I came to Grand Rapids a few years ago for this event that used to be called Great Bit Live.
Yeah.
So they were one of the bands, and then I got to catch them for the first time ever. And I was like, oh, and she was dressed up as Toriel.
Yeah.
And then I saw her at MagFest, same thing. So I was like, awesome.
Yeah.
Lauren's a cool cat.
She is.
So if people want to check out you more online, where could they go?
Well, for the Kickstarter, you can go tinyurl.com/ShyGuyIsDumb because you can make custom tiny URLs apparently. So I made that, and that'll take you to the Kickstarter, or just Google Kickstarter Professor Shyguy, and then just like at Professor Shyguy, and like Instagram or Twitter, or if you just search Facebook for Professor Shyguy. If you just Google Professor Shyguy and whatever you want to find me in, Bandcamp, Google Music, Spotify, iTunes, all those things.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And final question, what would you like to say to your fans throughout the years?
Thanks. But for real, like, I mean, I can make music for myself all I want to, but if other people don't like it and support it and the Kickstarter's going nuts, like, again, like, the Kickstarter's really helped me feel like I am worthy again, sort of. Because Fragmentation was such a, like, kind of, like, not a flop exactly, but kind of a flop. Like, kind of a flop considering, like,
So
as
it
much
brought you
attention as
back up,
got.
basically.
Yeah. Be like, oh, it was just that I didn't do a Kickstarter. It wasn't me as much. Like, it was an experimental album and there was no Kickstarter. So, like, it really just 1-2 punched me. And it just kind of was a floaty next couple of years of me not doing what I, as much as I should be doing.
That's fair.
Questioning myself. So, yeah.
Well, questioning yourself from time to time is good.
Well, yeah.
Self-reflection, should
But
I
not
say.
for 2 years.
Well, if it gets you to where you need to be, then
Yeah.
awesome. Because look where you're at now.
Yeah.
Well, folks, this is Joe from MIGeekScene, and once again with Professor Shyguy at ShutoCon 2018 for the 3-year anniversary of MIGeekScene. Take it easy.
Bye.